Starting seeds is a great way to save money, have a greater choice and variety, and it's personally satisfying. What you'll need is some potting soil. Get a good seed starting mix at the store, or you can make your own. I make my own with 3 parts peat or cocoa peat. This is core cocoa peat. Perlite, 2 parts perlite, and 2 parts compost. You'll need a container with holes in the bottom. You can use a flat like this or one of the cell packs, or you can make your own soil blocks like this. I use that. I make them with a soil blocker, which you can buy at special garden supply stores. And you'll need a lid for your container. This will help keep the heat in and also the moisture in. And then you'll need a mister and a watering can, and you'll need your seeds and a heat source. You can put it on top of a refrigerator, which is usually warm, or you can use a heat mat like this one here, or any place that's warm will work fine. And so what you'll do to get started is you'll pour a little water in your bucket of soil and mix it so that your potting soil is nice and wet. And then fill your container up and scrape off the excess as you press down gently, making sure there's no holes in the corners, no air gaps. And then depending on the size your seed is and how deep it likes to be planted, you'll poke some holes. Usually the back of your packet will tell you how deep to plant it, or a good rule of thumb is twice the depth of how wide it is. So if it's a big seed, like as big as your fingernail, you'll poke the hole twice that deep and put your seed in. The seeds we're going to plant are not very big and they don't get planted very deep, so I'm just going to poke some small little divots in here, and then put my seeds in to each hole. If you have it in a seed packet, you can, and they're small seeds, you can tear the packet open and then just take the center and fold the center with a nice solid crease, and then you can tap your seeds in just like that. Once your seeds are in, you'll sprinkle some soil on top and gently press down. Once that's taken care of, you can put your seeds on a flat, cover it with a lid, put it in your heats, or before that you'll want to gently water it in. Just gently. You can also bottom water by sitting it in a tray of water for about 15 minutes and then pouring then removing it from the tray of water. Then you just put it in your heat source and mist it regularly. If it starts to dry out, you'll need to water it. You can again bottom water or gently water on the top. Once they've had as many days as they need to germinate, you'll have a tray of seedlings like this. And then you'll need to put light on it. You can either put it in a sunny windowsill or use fluorescent lights like I have here. Just make sure you keep it about 6 inches away from the plant, but not more than that, because it won't get enough light. And then you'll remove the lid as soon as the seedlings are almost going to touch the lid, because you don't want them to touch. Once they are seedlings and ready for transplanting, you can either put it into a bigger pot or harden them off by setting them outside for an hour in direct sunlight, and then gradually longer each few days until they're used to the sun, and then you can transplant them outside as long as the weather's warm enough. Thanks for watching.